Joe Biden. Oh crap, I didn't even realize it. We start out like this. That's the rule. This is how we normally... This is what we do. So I'm not just like standing there all goofily. Maybe one day the rules of engagement shall change. Anyhow. This is how it is. Okay. Time for more Hollow Knight. Probably going to be a short stream, because I gotta sleep. But I stayed up late last night, so we'll see how that'll go. Where is my... I just gotta pull up my map here. Is this gonna... Okay, I was gonna say, is this gonna make any noise or anything? Okay. Swap right over. Get directly in. We have no reason to delay. No reason whatsoever. Oh. See, because right now, on the list of things, we've got... I swear it always sounds like hotter in my headphones than it is in editing, how it was before. We're good? I thought it was crazy for a moment. So, because I've got the, I don't have to like rack my brains to try and remember. I can just like literally just open up this thing. Give me the list. This is what I was gonna say. I can do beat all Pantheons and then defeat Absolute Radiance. Or I can do some Delicate Flower quests. Because I'm not going to give it to the Godseeker quite yet, because then that's a different ending. It's not the ending I'm going for yet. But I can give them to the other boys, which I suppose does nothing but look funny. So, or I could just continue on this. And I think I may just try and continue on this, because these are fun. And I actually ate through these like pretty quickly. The trouble is that you start to get conditioned for the fight, and then it's like you can't remember. Wait, so is this the... Okay. So you can have the dream fight or otherwise, and that's what the 2 slots are for, is one for the dream fight and one for the other one. So you can get Attuned, Ascended, and Radiant on normal and on the dream fight. I just don't remember how much more difficult the dream fight was. Like, don't recall. Check it. Nip, 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 nip. I don't know why I started doing that. I don't even know where that came from. I suppose I don't really need the map up at all if I'm doing this. I'll just close out the map. Because I think I've decided it's just like, I'll deliver all the flowers later. I can just do this for now. Because I don't know what it gives me to go and run through and beat all of these bosses, but I don't know, I just enjoy doing it. Especially for a short, I don't know, for a short stream it's like, well, I don't keep all of my conditioning for the fight. Because it's like, the longer time you spend in the fight, the better you're going to be at it. Only 2. Wait, why don't I have any, I'm not gaining any soul. Oh, right. That's how the False Knight works. I don't remember his voice lines sounding like that. Didn't know he was gonna... Oh, was that it? I didn't even get to use any soul. Because I didn't have any. strange. I forgot that's how it worked. First try though, good stuff. Just because he's that easy. We'll see how we fare on the Ascended here. Come on, buddy. One thing I was gonna say is I'm considering turning my, my compressor down, toning that back a bit. Because, jeez, man, why you gotta do that? Ugh. So I think, like, I don't really like that it's so easy to peak my mic. Like, it does well for the audio, like I don't get as much, obviously, like, random crap in the, like, background noise. I don't get, like, static or whatever. We good yet? See, it's good to be used to not having to do any healing, or not being able to do any healing, because it's like, well, that's how it works otherwise, so... I'm really keeping my distance, and I don't think I have to. I was totally facing the other direction, bro. It's a bit of a goat, but I was totally facing the other direction. I don't know what you're on. Come on. It's like, my audio has been, like, easier to deal with for the past little while, because I've learnt the editing sort of, I don't know, just understanding how, recording... Just for a moment I thought I was done for because it was like one hit time. It's like, wait, no. I still have time before this becomes infinitely more difficult. Oh, that's not fair. So I can, like, throw those at him, right? Yeah, see, that's something that I just never... I never ended up utilizing that, that mechanic too much. Because it's unique to this fight, so it's just strange. Wait, so you can only Dream Nail him once? That's a thing? That's interesting. Get out of that stolen armor. Guess we'll see what Radiant's like now. Obviously this is the easier one, so it's probably going to be relatively fine. Because I did the first one without taking damage. Ah! I don't think that gave me any additional soul, so... no worth in doing that, especially when it ends the run. It's just, when I use a compressor and everything, like, the hard limiter that I put in... Ugh, spooky. Oh, see, I can get stuff out of him. So I can yeet that at him. You done? There we go. I'm braver than all of you. I don't remember him saying that. The physics was just like, wait, let me just slide that in a bit there. Pretty easy then. It's been like for 11 minutes. I already got through that. Pretty awesome. Cool. Baleful God of Regrets. Wait, what did the other one say? Angry God of the Downtrodden. Interesting. That's interesting. They always have very thought-provoking things in this. It's quite nice. It's just, I think, like, whenever I speak, my volume just kind of, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on, buddy. Slow down. Slow the heck down, bro. Like, yeah, this one's gonna be challenging. Clearly. Ah, piss. What? I'm just not used to his attacks functioning that way. Because I was like... There's one of the things where... Because the dream fight, they just... It throws the entire thing off. Like, what do I do then? Do I get any chances to attack him? Like... Anything that's not going to end up killing me? It's just impossible. Just billions and billions of things just going all over the place. Goodness. It's just I can't trust him because he's gonna do crap like that, and he's always tossing things down from the ceiling, so it's just gonna screw me over. If you can do that, then there's no rules. Like that's just anarchy at that point. That's literally just, no, I can kill you whenever I want. It's like, thought you were supposed to operate off of, like, rules here. That's so bogus. What am I meant to do? Like, just stay back and... like, attack him from afar? Because that's really rough. If you can jump that far, then you can just kill me at any time. Look at how close he's getting to doing that. That's impossible, dude. Huh? Like, this is technically the same fight that I did, like, ages ago, but just with, like, overall double damage. Like, this is just the original fight. That's what the attuned one is. It's just the original fight, just in a different arena. So, like... It's totally impossible. How does that not count? See, now he's gonna do this move. Does he have, like, no health in this version or something to kind of help with that? Or, like, what? Because that's really, really rough. Okay, see, I got through it, but like, that's just silly. that is, I don't even know what to say about that. How am I supposed to do that without taking a single hit? Like, I guess it's just like, it's gonna take longer because you don't have as much damage opportunity? That's a rough one. So it seems like he likes to be a certain distance away before he does one of those attacks. That was unfortunate. So, why is it... Oh, you have to hit his body. Is that what it is? Like, you can only get soul from the dream nail through the thing that you can't attack otherwise. That's confusing. Okay, glad I had a shadow dash there. Wow, okay. Because of that being double damage, that nearly obliterated me. I think I can actually cheat an extra hit out of this. How did I... What? Okay. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to Adido. Wait, does she have... Oh, it's a lever for her. Right, that makes sense. It's really cool that, like, they actually have rules that... It's just very consistent. Piss off. Piss off! Okay. My only damage was to not dash that direction. My only damage? My only option. Obviously, this is a rough one. Piss off. It is frustrating that... I mean, not just in this game, but in all games, that's just the obnoxious reality that RNG can just make or break any given run. When you give an attempt to do anything, it's just like, well, RNG said no this time, so better luck next time. Oh, yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly. It's exactly what I was saying, buddy. Yeet. Ah, seriously. It's very, very silly that he can just do as he pleases with that. See, it definitely seems if he leaps backwards, then he's about to do that other move. That was lucky spacing. Really? I want to see if I can get that in. Oh, I think. Oh, piss. I thought he was leaping backwards so he could do his other move. That was strange. I was literally facing the other way. The video game sometimes. I do kind of wonder if it's the controller. Because it's always possible that that's affecting something. Ascendant, yes. You do be ascendant. Oh, really? Just funny micro spacing once more. Always with that. So many of my attempts are just like the first little bit. I genuinely couldn't have done it. I thought he was gonna leap backwards again, dude. It's like my FNAF 2 issues with like going I was going opposite to the rotation or whatever. And spacing. Just because he decided to move his buttocks a little bit further back. I also didn't have my hand on the controller. That might have contributed to it. I just always feel the urge to take a sip at like the perfect wrong time. Piss off! Bruh. Stop putting things that make it impossible for me to go in that direction, buddy. RNG is so problematic. Hey, can we leave this corner, please? I think I should just focus on that, because it's so much safer to hit the... Hey. Really? I couldn't even see that. Cool. Cool. Just complete nonsense there. Oh, that's great. You really can't focus on any one particular thing. You have to focus on all of it. If you focus all on him, then all of the crap that's all over the place is gonna hit you. If you focus on... If you focus on the crap, then you can't focus on him. Balance. Piss off. Come on. How am I supposed to do this with no hits? We love the impossible game. See, I saw this meme on Twitter the other day that was like some sort of like soy jack, like weird criticism where it was like, hard games enjoyers or something like that, and it was like, it showed Hollow Knight and Cuphead and Dark Souls and all sorts of things. How am I supposed to do that? Battletoads and all of that. Dude, seriously. I feel like I did best when I was focusing on him. But it was like, just all of these games that it was like, well, I mean, like, I guess. Thanks for cornering me and then doing that. Like, technically I should have stayed back or whatever, but like, he still cornered me. I wonder if the long game is kind of the best idea. Okay, cool. Yup, end lag. I end lagged myself into death. To death. It was like all these difficult games, and Hollow Knight was on there, and I was like, I don't know, it was strange, because it's like, you know, the point of any game is, of course, to have fun, but also a fair amount of fun is to be had from a competitive angle, from like sort of a meritorious angle, where it's like, I can do this thing in the game, that was an impressive feat. So, you know, obviously you want your games to be fun, and you don't want them to be like work, in a sense. I think also lots of the time people have a general issue, that was ridiculous, people have a general issue with like work versus play, because like for me, I feel like I'm having the most fun a lot of the time when I'm working. Like it's far more cathartic when it's like, look, I achieved something, you know? I don't know why I didn't try it. If I'm in the middle of a move, then I can't do anything about that. Ugh. But either way, it's like, you know, sometimes if you take the game serious enough, then it ends up being like a bit of a job for you. Plenty of people have done that. But it's interesting to hear people talk about games in a sense where either they will use the word, well, yeah, I'm working on doing this, and it's like, you're working on playing. I couldn't even see, dude. Like, if I can't even see what hit me, then how are we gonna call that fair? I think it's bizarre when people do it either way, where it's just like, well, I'm working on this. It's like, well, the game's for playing, not for working. But I think also, sort of the other way around, like, I think, like, we put them diametrically opposed way too often. When it's like, well, you're being a little overly simplistic with it, because if anything that you do that makes money is work, then that's the concept, is that, like, whoever said that work couldn't be enjoyable, I think, like, most people not only prefer, but, like, intend to have their work also be enjoyable. I think that that's kind of what most people try to do in life, is, or in their careers, is like, well, I want to have a job that I can enjoy. Because if it's a job that you like, goodness, it's so stupid. If it's like, you have to escape your job, and then you have to escape, like, it's like, what do you even have then? Like, you want to make it something that's, like, worth it. That's kind of why anybody goes to school, is so that it's, like, they can get a job that's actually fulfilling. Or starts a business, or does whatever. It's like, oh, well, I gotta do something fulfilling. But, anyhow... it's just interesting when... it's like, I don't know, people who like challenging games, especially people who are really good at challenging games, like, I don't see why that's something that should be, like, for some reason, like, just because you don't enjoy challenging games and you prefer your games to be a little less, like, how close did I have to piss off? I should really get used to the fact that he's just gonna do that right afterwards. It's going so slowly because I can't get any damage in. I can't avoid enough of his attacks. Or I can't touch him long enough because he does that crap. And that crap. It's just like, just because you don't understand why they enjoy that doesn't mean you should, like, shit on them for enjoying it. But also, like, there's a difference between a difficult game that's difficult versus a game, when designed well, just is... there's a difference between challenge and torture. Because if the requirement is truly meritorious, where it's like, it's very, very difficult to do, but if you do it, then you've succeeded, then it's like, that's a totally different story than something that's like, the difficulty in and of itself is just the amount of time that you have to sink into it. It's like, you know, someone who's better at the game doesn't have to sink as much time in learning how to be good at games in the process, I suppose. Obviously, this is coming from someone who's sunken a lot of time into this particular game, and into many games. Because I just enjoy getting through a lot of that. Goodness. But, like, especially with game design, there's a big difference between a game that has a challenge and a game that, like, either a game or a move, like, just a move. It's just like, well, this is the move, you have to learn, you know, the way that the telegraphs work, and you have to learn the attack patterns and everything. And then once you learn how to recognize them, then piss off. Then it's like, you can do all that you can do to deal with it, but it's like, the designer's job is to ensure that it's like completely fair, that you don't have to do something like totally ridiculous and insane in order to get past the challenge. Because it's like, you know, climbing up a mountain is a challenge. If that mountain has like lava on it, then it's like that just means that you have to invest literal, like, money into it in order to complete the challenge by, like, literally, like, you gotta, like, make a funny, like, suit, you know, a lava-resistant suit. Ugh. Really? Stuff like that, because it's like, I can. Like, I can see it. And I can pay attention to it. Well, sometimes I can't see it because of, like, foreground elements, and when you're at low health, it handicaps you, like so. There we go. Of course. But I think, jeez. Like, there's a difference between a reasonable challenge and a somewhat ridiculous, impossible challenge. Like, it doesn't take, skill to go in and out of, like, piss. Oh, I thought he was gonna do the thing again. I barely managed. Really? Oh no, there's a difference. Like, it's possible to, every time. Thought it was doing the other move. I was facing the other direction! Why does that happen? I don't think there's anything wrong with the controller. That was lucky. That was not lucky. Because, honestly, a lot of the time when I say that that was lucky, it's just like, you know, it's not luck exactly, it's just I accidentally managed to have better spacing that time. Like, so much of the time, that's exactly what the deal is. Why are you throwing a tantrum, dude? Come on. No. If the only difference, like, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If it's like, it doesn't take skill to kill Mendebug. It takes nothing but dedication. And it's like, you know, those types of things, people will dedicate themselves to it, but that's only because they decided to make a certain, like, assessment for how worth it would be for them to try and pursue that task. But it's like, you know, I think most people have sort of a profit-loss, like, risk assessment to these types of things, where it's like, you know, what do I get for doing this? And if there's no point to doing it for, you know, how challenging and especially how boring it's gonna be, or maybe how frustrating it's gonna be, then it's just like, why would I do it? Why would I do it? And, you know, sometimes it's just the satisfaction of being able to say I did it. A lot of the time that's what it is. Especially for games, because it's just like, you know, no one's paying you to do it most of the time. Oh, I had the spell coming out, buddy. This is just too tough. This one's gonna be what I spend the next like 30 hours on. Not the attuned one, but whatever the difference is. It's the radiant one that I'm gonna have like really rough struggles with. Why? It's just I can't do damage to him. It's this stupid like patience game. That's mostly my issue. Is patience. It's just like I just don't want to sit here and wait for you to do all of your stuff. But most skilled people than I will hug the bosses for like speedrunning purposes and whatnot. And they're really good at that, but obviously it's a little more difficult for me. Though I think a lot of the time it's just like, well, how many hours did people put into the game to figure out all the speedrun strats and stuff? Stratton Oswald. It's Oswald. Why was I thinking Oswald? If you do 2 of those in a row, then I can't do anything about it. Like, I think I remember back in the day when I just had like the one jump and whatnot. It was different. I did not mean to be facing that direction. Happens all too often. See, I really have to pay attention to him. It's just, I know I'm just not getting enough damage in based off of the... Like, those rocks falling from the ceiling is what I'm supposed to use against him. Really? At least it didn't consume soul to do that. It's just, bruh. I think it may be, like, I know I could be far more skilled, or better calculated, or better focused in something. Really? But there is a definite amount. Oh. That got me. I'm gonna die immediately. Of course. I think point being that, what is the point? What is ever the point? I think literally all I'm trying to say is, the sun was in my eyes, Astrid. You want me to block out the sun? Okay, I can do that. That's all I'm trying to say, I think. It's just, you know, part of it is excuse making, and it's just like, okay, I know I'm not perfect, I know I can do better, but I know you could also make it less hard on me. Goodness. Okay, that was lucky. It's stuff like that, like, you can plan on doing that stuff, but there's a lot of that it would be very difficult to plan on something like that. And it's difficult to plan on, for like, all of the placement that's happening right now. And of course, didn't have that coming out at the right time. I could have done it earlier, but at that point, when it's already in motion, there's nothing you can do about it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I can pay attention to, like, all of the animations on screen constantly, but it's like, so much of that is just like, it's so difficult to pay attention to all of that simultaneously that it's kind of unreasonable to require it. But the challenge wouldn't be a challenge if it wasn't challenging. I think it's just, it's also just piss off. I could see it, like I was paying attention to it, but I didn't have any other available options. That's the kind of stuff where it's like, well, when I'm paying attention to it, and it is more difficult to pay attention to, it's like, sometimes the player's limitations with how you can control make some situations completely impossible. And when that's dependent on RNG, it's cheated. It makes you feel cheated, because it's like, well, there was nothing I could do. Just, obviously, something I've said like a million times. But I was just thinking that, like, I think some things in the list, I think maybe every single game has an aspect of that to it. Really? You gotta be so careful. I think I was hoping to get a little bit more done today, but just got about like 10 minutes left. And then I'm going to instantly pass out, so I have to end stream before then. I really kind of wish that's how it was, where it's just like, I need this much sleep, I'm just gonna turn myself off, shut down. Why did I try to get near him? I knew he was gonna, he was still attacking. What was I even thinking? Did I get through two rotations there? There we go. I knew it was coming. Why was I trying to use spells? I didn't have any soul. It's just, I think it's just become a bit of a muscle memory now with Zote, because I defeated him like so many times. That's a good iframe usage. I hate it when it's just one of those, like, now that I've hit that button prematurely, I'm screwed. And I can see that I'm screwed before it finishes, but it's already in motion. It's like, I don't know, every single game has an element to that, of that. Yeah, see, that's what I like to see. Yeah. That's the satisfying spacing. You didn't have to do that. I'll risk it. Yikes. I'm so frightened. It'd be really sweet if I could defeat him now. So I'm playing so safely. Ugh. Did I do it? Why is he floating? He's not supposed to be floating. I did it. Wow. Playing it safe pays off sometimes. We got the same little weird physics bug. We love bugs. See, now I have 10 additional minutes to waste on the impossible version of the fight. This is gonna be fun. See, I don't know. I feel like I could do it, but I don't know how likely it is that I could just, it's like, this is a no-hit fight. That's God Home for you. It would be really something if I could achieve this goal in the next 9 minutes. Piss. It's a roughin'. It's a roughin'. Yes. That's what I like to see. We done yet, dude? I do kind of wonder if overcharming would protect me from those. Because it's like they have like 2 different levels of attacks. And that's the high level one, and then the rocks are the low level ones. And the low level ones might not do enough damage unless you're overcharmed. The high level ones will do enough damage no matter what. It's just, I don't know if it's intended to be like a... It's like you can take absolutely no hits, no exceptions. See, that's what I wanted. Can I get... Oh, I could get 2 in, at least. I should keep very much in mind of that. Oh, that was close. That was close to being way too risky. Way too risky. I think I actually could do it. I think I've figured it out enough. How many tries did I spend on this fight originally? This dream fight? Yeah, that's what I like to see. See, now I have nearly full soul. Which is amazing. Incredible, even. Ah, that's just so unfortunate. Well, especially after you use save states on at least one game, you start to realize where it's just like, so much of the quote-unquote difficulty in a game comes from the fact that screwing up once means you have to start it all over again. Speak of the devil. But there's a lot of things where it's just like, that's not challenging, it's just like completely demotivating. Like, that was the thing with Minecraft, like, there were a lot of rules that I just saw as just kind of arbitrary, and I was just like, you know what, you know, there shouldn't be like an enchantment table cap. Like, if you want to grind to a certain level, just to like repair even more of your item, whatever it is, then you should just be able to do it. It's like, oh, but we need balance. It's just like, no, you don't. Like, if someone has something that good, why are you arbitrarily, like, removing that merit from them? It's not fair. He keeps avoiding the tag. Quit it. That's so strange that he can do that. I thought he was gonna do another attack. I just didn't even pay attention to that. Oh, I was so close. I may get it. I may just fit it in within the hour here. I was trying to point the other direction. I would have survived if I pointed the other direction, I know. Ugh. This boy. But it's like, you know, the fact that you can lose a lot of the time is kind of the reason why it's important, but especially when you consider that it's a game, there are many things like that where it's just like, I shouldn't have to deal with that as a requirement. Oh wow, we're totally full now. I maybe didn't have to do that. Ah, Sag. That's, again, one of those RNG things where it's just like, well, you can take that opportunity, but there is a risk involved with trying to do so, because it oftentimes will just mean that perhaps if he decides to use a different move, then you won't actually, either you don't even get the hit in, or it just ends up killing you. Obviously, one of those is preferable. And getting killed means you have to, like, start all over. I nearly screwed that up again. I'm glad I at least learned from that. I learned how to avoid that mistake. It's stuff like that. Like, the RNG, like, chance, a risk associated with jumping up whenever you want to really isn't that high. But it's like, I knew he was doing the thing. I was scared of the boulders, as usual. This might be the final attempt here. Let's see how it goes. See, especially given that you can only attack him twice. Oh, I was pointed the other direction! Literally, the stick was pointing in the other direction. What do you mean? What do you mean? Cringe. Oh well. That should be all. I shall finish up my rambling, I suppose. What was I gonna say? There are some things, of course, that are unfair in the game. I totally don't have any idea what I was, where my train of thought was going. There's something specific about, like, you know, obviously it's just not really fair to, like, judge people for playing or enjoying difficult games. Just because you don't find that enjoyable doesn't mean that other people can't find that enjoyable. And a lot of the time, that's more indicative that it's like, well, you're just unskilled then. Because it's like, you know, if games are only fun when you win, then, and you don't enjoy playing difficult games, that means you're not good at them in a lot of cases. But I think there's balance to it. It's a kind of a nuanced subject, because it's like, you know, there are some things in the game, in all sorts of games, every single game, where it's like, well, you can't say that was actually something that I could have done more about, because sometimes it's just complete and utter BS. And you should, sort of the job well done as a game developer is so that stuff is completely minimized, which is why buffer systems are important, and why Hollow Knight should have one, and it doesn't, and it's frustrating. But sometimes buffering can be a cruel mistress as well. It's just having it as an option is nice. Either way, I suppose I'm satisfied with the amount of progress that I did in such a short amount of time. What was the other boss that I just did? I actually forgot what I just did. It was the False Knight, but then what was the other one? I don't know. But look at that. True Hunter, Keen Hunter. 6.3% of players have this achievement. And I'm one of those people. It's like, that's pretty impressive. More people did the Grey Mourners thing than achieved the Hunter's Mark. And got the Keen Hunter, which I don't even know. Is that the same thing? It's just you have to go and get the mark for one of them? Strange. Like, more people completed the Trial of the Fool than did that, which I suppose is just a difference in time that you put into it. It's kind of impressive, though, that's like 17.9% of players completed the Trial of the Fool, like, or 18.5 got all mask shots. Like, that's like 1 in 5 people who've played the game, at least on Steam. That's actually, like, very, very impressive. Because it kind of just goes to show how much, how dedicated people are to this game in particular. So yeah, a bit unfair to crap on people for it. There was something else with it too. I don't know, I think I got it all. It's just my brain with its trouble in checking off things, but I've gone over time here. I gotta go to bed. So goodbye.